Hello from Florence, Italy. um, I am making a video because I'm having a really hard time writing, but I think I'm going through something that many creative people go through, especially now in this day and age, with the attention economy that exists. And I wanted to talk about it. So hello, I am in Florence. I'm staying. It was cute. I was sitting over here writing, but I've come over here for better lighting. So it's just gonna be a raw, like, stream of conscious, we are FaceTiming kind of video. I've also been spending a lot of time alone, so it feels good to chat. But yeah, I feel like what I'm going to talk about today is something that a lot of creative people struggle with, and or people in general in this day and age struggle with, and that is the attention span. So if you haven't been reading along, following along, I have been traveling for the last almost 4 months. And I was in India for 2 months, and I've been in Italy for almost 2 months now, and in about 10 days I'm leaving Italy and I am going to Germany to visit a friend. And then I fix this a little bit. Okay. And then I am returning to the United States, which is going to be interesting, but I am very happy with how things are going this week in New York, with Elizabeth Street Garden being saved and the mayoral candidate not being Cuomo, so that's awesome. But yeah, I've been traveling for the last almost 4 months now, and I haven't been creating as much as I thought I was going to be creating in this time. And the thing is like, as a creative person, I'm very hard on myself with producing, especially given my American background. Production is in my blood. But I went on this journey to, give myself some space and to not be working so hard, and to create, like, to do some writing and to read and relax and draw and, like, pursue the things I want to pursue. And I'm not saying that I haven't. As you can see from my Substack, I've written a lot. Most of it just being like diary, journal entries, which those diaries and journal entries are some of my favorite things to read. And the reason why I started writing on the internet is because I loved blogs as a kid. I loved blogs. I loved magazines as well. I loved the world building that magazines provided in such a, like, to me, magazines are so physical magazines are so enchanting, and I still find them very enchanting. But yeah, I started reading blogs, and they provide like a really wonderful viewpoint into someone's life that even like Instagram and I guess YouTube does a good job at it. Like, I do love watching YouTube videos, but Instagram and Twitter and all these things, it's not the same as reading a diary entry. And so that's not to say that diary entries are not writing. We all love Kafka's diary entries and Ines Nin's diary entries. However, I have this roster of essays and like essay collections and things in my head, in my brain, that some of them have been there for a while, over a year, for sure over a year. And I can't bring them out of my head. And I'm now at the point where, so I've gone on this journey for many reasons, which a lot of the reasons I've mentioned in my diary entries. One was to try to understand home and like what home is to me, which that is a different tangent for a different day, and it's really, I'm getting so many downloads on that. My last post was kind of an overview of what I've been receiving on that, but I could go on, and I'm still learning, of course. We're always still learning. Another quest was just to like not be working, which that has been really nice. It's been really nice to just, when you're not working and when you have so much time to yourself, it feels really nice to normalize just going through waves of emotions, like, and not having to react to all of them because you have the space and time to just feel through them. And I feel like when we have these packed schedules and these demands, like, we either push our emotions away or they become heightened, or we don't handle our emotions properly. So spending time alone and not working and just existing has been so great. And in that, I also am a certified yoga teacher now. I started in India at a yoga school, and I wanted to deepen my practice with yoga and meditation, and that has been an amazing quest and really was an amazing way to start off this journey, because having the lens of the yogic lineage and even just the experience of being in a Hindu, like immersed in a Hindu culture, and being given the tools and learning the tools to like regulate my nervous system and to move my body properly and to nourish myself properly, has been transformative from the very beginning. I learned so much about my health that again, like, different tangent for a different day, but it was a really wonderful way to start off this journey. And yeah, and another reason why I came on this journey was because I wanted to try to understand what I want to do with my life, or how, rather, how the many pieces of my life are going to come together in a way that will support me. And we're not there yet. We're not there yet. I've had some clarity around it, but what I'm coming back to, and the reason why I'm making this video, is because I think the attention span is the reason why a lot of people aren't where they're at now. And this isn't new news. I know there's tons of videos and blog posts and news articles about how the attention span is just gone to shit. But it's really been playing in my head, and I just wanted to talk about it. Because I haven't been inspired to write or create in the ways that I used to be inspired by. And it's not because I don't love writing anymore. It's not because I don't feel apt enough. I think it is because my attention span has diminished and I haven't been reading as much. And I haven't been reading as much, period. That is something that when I can't write and when I feel so scattered, it is because I just haven't been reading. And it's such an embarrassing thing to admit that I've had all this time to myself and I haven't really been reading. I've been reading some essays and articles. I have been learning a language, so and that is I've been reading a lot in Italian and consuming a lot of Italian content in place of reading. That's not to say my attention span hasn't diminished. It has, but doing so, learning a language has shown me that the more you read, the more you can think clearly in that language. And I haven't been reading as much, period. And my passions, a lot of them, I'm a writer, but a lot of my passions, art, philosophy, prose, poetry, these things are rooted in reading. And I haven't been feeding myself anything really much. I read the first book of Middlemarch. Middlemarch is this massive book, and it is it's almost 800 pages long, I think, and it's exceptionally when I was reading it, I spent an entire day just devoted to the book. And after that, I think it was the day after that, I wrote with such a clear head, and the language I was using, I was very impressed with myself. I was like, wow, okay, we haven't lost it. But yeah, I just haven't been reading, and it's because of the attention span. Sorry, the lighting is weird here. No, let's not do that. But yeah, so I haven't been reading as much, and I just haven't been consuming in the way that I used to consume inspiring things. And I feel ashamed to admit it, even though as creative people, we all go through it. Like I said, especially in this day and age, we all go through this battle to maintain our attention span, because the attention span is attention is the greatest currency now. Like, it's equal to having money. The more attention you have, the more money you are likely going to make or receive or something. And that's not to say that, like, I want attention because I want money. I would love money, but I want to have intentional attention. Like, I want to pay attention. And that's why we say pay attention, because it's money. It's the same. But I want to pay attention. And so I'm on a quest to fix my attention span. And how am I going to do it? I'm going to read. I'm going to put down my phone and I'm going to read, and I am going to set timers, and I'm going to write. And the reason why I'm making this is just, I'm frustrated, honestly. That's why I'm just frustrated, and I'm doing this for me. Like, I'm not trying to explain myself to you of why I haven't been writing. Even though, like I said, if somebody looked at my Substack, they'd be like, Savannah, you have been writing. But what I'm trying to get at is, I feel detached from my purpose because I'm frustrated with my attention span. And you may feel detached or disconnected or confused about what your purpose is because you're not directing your attention in the right place. 17 minutes in, we got to the thesis of the video. Yeah, you might not be directing your attention to the right place. And I sure haven't. I mean, besides, like I said, besides language learning, which is a goal of mine, and besides being out in nature for the last 2 months on the mountain, and then here in Florence, I'm inside right now because it's like 95 degrees, so I'm waiting until it cools down a bit. But other than that, like, when I'm inside and when I'm alone, my attention span's fucking shot. And then it has me in this anxiety of, oh, like, am I really a writer, or will I ever actually be able to write the screenplay or the essays that I want to write? And I'm making this video to tell myself to stop asking myself those questions. Like, and I do tell myself this on the day-to-day. I just haven't been following my own, I guess, like, inner critic, inner rules. I don't know. Because I usually tell myself, like, you're not allowed to complain until you have been reading consistently for at least 3 days. Because if you've been reading for half hour, an hour a day for 3 to 4 days, your brain switches. Like, your brain turns off. Or it doesn't turn off, it just, you start to think in, like, the prose that you're reading. And for me, praxis is, I eat that shit up. Like, I am shaking when I can respond creatively to something that I'm reading. I mean, I made a post a bit ago in praxis of Near to the Wild Heart, which is one of my favorite books. And, like, when I am in conversation with a good book, a good piece of art, a good essay, even a movie, and music, God, one day I want to write about music. I have so much to say about music, and I haven't because of my attention span. But when you get into the rhythm of consuming intentionally, just as if you were consuming healthy food intentionally, or drinking water more, and you start to feel better. It's the same thing with consuming good art, good content. And I just haven't been doing it. And that's my creative frustration. And yeah. That said, I am forcing myself to, like I said, to read and write again, and then also to just create and to create and to put things out and share in the world without so much going on here. And I think by reading and by writing in an intentional way, the anxieties of sharing are they are diminished, because it just shows you that, like, it's okay to share. I don't know. That's underdeveloped thoughts. All right, I'm at 21 minutes, so I'm gonna post this and continue on with my day. But I just want to say thank you all for, if you've made it this far, thank you for paying attention to me. And thanks for being here. And let me know if you have any qualms with the attention economy, as the kids say, or if you have any tips, or send me something good to read. And yeah, hopefully I'll post something soon. Have a great day.